JarlofGoats here with Crit Crusaders for our part 3 and final part of episode 2. Alright, so the adventure actually last left off with us in town discussing going to the witch's house. Now, it's nighttime, but for the sake of wanting to get to something exciting, I'm already going to tell you guys that getting back is no problem and that you did not run into any difficulties along the way.
Yay!
Especially since it's such a short trip.
And along the way, I am going to roll a persuasion on trying to convince the girl to stay with the witch while we go to the mine.
Oh, yeah,
we'll come back for her.
She thinks you're going to the Gainsborough. That's right. I'll give you advantage.
You know what? Okay. Okay. I'm going to use the intimidate, though. I'm going to intimidate her into it.
I'm going to
get tired of her.
I will let you use it.
Dang.
Tired of your shenanigans. You gonna listen to me right now.
You are fucking tired of all your shenanigans.
I'm like, the treasure was worthless, and we're still helping you out. You're going to stay with the witch until we get back, and then we'll take you to Gainsborough.
So you weren't, like, threatening her. You were just like, this is how it's going to be.
Exactly. I'm not going to jail for you or anybody.
Make a charisma roll.
Oh, I did. Oops.
1d0.
She rolled a 0.
Okay.
5.
Okay, I was going to do something, but that did not work out.
Like, oh, your rippling muscles.
Yeah, I was going to say that she might react positively to it, but she didn't. She's just quiet the entire time. Do any of you want to ask her anything before you get there?
I can't think of anything.
I think, everything
I can't think of
has
anything
already been
either.
answered.
All right, fair enough. You guys are kind of like walking along. She's probably sitting in the machine with Dag. Dag, your machine's starting to run low on fuel. So at some point you stop and kind of stoke up the flames, then continue on your way. And you guys didn't really notice this leaving, but as you're approaching, there's a stick in the ground with 3 shrunken heads hanging off the top of it.
Human heads? Can we tell?
They're too shriveled and weird looking.
Oh, so they've obviously been there for a while.
Well, they're shrunken heads, so they got boiled and all like...
Oh, actual legitimate. Okay. That's peculiar.
It's not made of metal. I'm not interested.
So you guys just continue on.
I want to roll something. Probably a religion.
Sure. Now, normally I would not give this to you, but the way that Trevor described Sarsa's hut in the last round, the source of her powers were religious. So, this appears to be a religious warding marking, like a marker.
Mm-hmm.
It's a marker
keep
of
out bad things.
Right, to keep out bad things.
Okay.
Okay.
Since I see nobody else really caring, I'll just keep that to myself since it's not imperative.
All right, you guys approach the hut, and as you're approaching, they go.
My character shits himself.
Yeah,
And then the little
probably
shrunken
followed
head mouths like close, and they're just like.
That's not the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Good thing I'm wearing brown.
Yeah, everybody's like. Grim's like. Yeah, they don't do anything after that, so you guys can continue walking if you want.
Well, I mean, I assume that they're for the witch. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna
Yeah.
hack them down or anything.
All right. So you guys continue on, and as you crest over the hill, you see the witch's hut, and the door is open, and she's waiting for you.
Mm.
Seeing that face again kind of makes me want to turn around, but I choke away my fear and disgust and head towards her anyway.
Don't turn around. Oh, wow.
She's like, I heard the award as you approach. And she looks at the dwarf, and she's like, who's this?
We found him on the way.
You don't know who I am?
No,
I'm
you're not a
Dag
member.
Nabbit.
Dag Nabbit. Oh, well, a pleasure to meet you. Oh, fancy steed you have there. You're not
Yes,
from Calgary, are you?
Nope.
I would have remembered the face. And, as I live and breathe. She kind of looks behind Dag, and she runs over to the cart. And as you see Aelith is kind of peering around, she shrinks back as the witch approaches. And the witch is like, Aelith, my dear, it is so good to see that you are still alive. Aelith just kind of doesn't say anything.
See, the girl almost drank the water.
What about the water? The witch says.
Oh, there's a big bloated dead rat down there.
Oh,
Biggest one I've
gods.
ever seen.
Of course. Why didn't I know about this? She kind of like lowers her head, and as she's connecting dots.
Probably because they never come and talk to you.
I don't fault them. She looks at Aelith again, but Aelith is just staring at her, much like that token. Like, shut up, batch. She's like, oh, yes, well. Come inside, all of you. Let's have some tea.
Oh, my Nightbreed shivers at the thought. Anyway,
A spot of tea? Don't mind if I do.
You'll have to leave that thing out. It's not coming in my hut. She points at the mechanical thing.
Of course not. Old Boxy Tubbs has manners. Don't you?
It lifts one of its legs and goes "Wzzz," and bows.
See?
She's bemused by this, and she's like, oh, wonderful, come in. Come in. I only like people with manners. Yeah, so Aelith kind of like slowly slides off, and she gives this glare to Nightbreed, like, what have you fucking done? And then just goes, and kind of storms past you into the hut.
Into the hut. Through the hut. I noticed our pieces got larger.
Yeah, I made them larger so we could see in more detail for this part. So,
Nice.
do all of you follow into the hut?
yes.
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 So, Tanner, you see the hut as described in episode 1 when you were listening. Wood floor, lots of candles, religious altar by the bed. There's a little pallet that's got a couple empty blankets on it, and in the middle a fire pit with a cauldron. The way that I imagine the way that the roof is shaped is it's a lot like Yoda's hut, so there's a lot of round arches and stuff like that inside. It's a very poor home, but you can tell it's made to withstand the elements. She could probably live here for a really long time without having it fall apart.
It's structurally sound.
The witch kind of smiles at Aelith and goes, well, dear, I can make this more comfortable for you if you'd like. And she reaches over to the cauldron and takes a ladle and goes into the tiny little cauldron that's boiling up above the bigger one. She seeps out a fluid and she goes, and then puts it up, and she turns her back to you guys, and you guys hear, and when she spins around, she takes the cloak off the top of her head and peels it back, and there is a beautiful elven woman.
Ooh.
And at this point, Aelith's like, how could you? How could you lie to us like this? And Sarsa purses her lips and goes, I would not have been invited otherwise, and what I really needed was friends. And you had nothing to do with the werewolves? Or the rats? Sarsa's like, I assure you, Aelith, my dear, if I knew anything like that was going on, I would have been there in a heartbeat to help you. Aelith kind of just goes, I know. And just kind of like sobs a little bit.
Ladies, I'm sorry to break up this little dramatic episode of you
Oh,
guys,
good
but
God, Nightbreed, you're wounded, Sarsa says. And she runs up to you, and her firm, supple chest presses against yours. And she looks up at you, pursing her lips, and she's like, I gave you health potions. Why did you not take them?
I was saving it for an emergency.
Ah.
He does not seem attracted to her because every time he looks at her, all he can see is that witch's face.
He leans forward, and she says, Escalath mana, escalath me, escala. Then she smiles impishly, and she's like, kiss me.
He does so.
She
Firmly and
feels
passionately.
young. She feels absolutely beautiful and young. And she moans in passion and reaches up and grabs the back of your neck and kind of squeezes it. And you feel yourself rejuvenated back to full health.
Woot.
Doodle-doo.
Wouldn't it be funny if you pull away and she's the old lady again?
That's what I'm expecting.
It's like, I don't know if you remember that part in Not Another
yes.
Teen.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that part in Not Another Teen movie where like the old lady's disguised as a teenager, and the girl on the fucking bench is like, "I'm gonna show you what it's really like to kiss." That was cool. No,
Horrible.
that did not happen with her.
Nightbreed does not really have a reaction. I mean, he kind of went through it knowing that was going to happen, or assuming that was going to happen, and praying that it didn't turn out bad.
Don't turn ugly. Don't turn ugly.
But the kiss itself did have a lot of passion into it. He made sure that you know.
I
she
think
felt it.
she's surprised. You've been so stoic and quiet and so like, let's get shit done.
Roll it out.
Like,
How good you do, Trevor?
I just puked a toad. Like nothing. And
Exactly.
then all of a sudden you kiss her with such passion. She's like, She actually kind of
Glitter
waves
and
herself.
fireworks.
She waves herself and she puts her hand on her chest and she's like, Nightbreed. That's an alter ego, isn't it? Because there's another man under there.
He does not respond. He just stares at her stoically.
Well, that was so good. I'll give you this one for free. There's a dwarven mine to the east of here.
I already knew it.
Oh, well then tell me what's so special about this dwarven mine.
Well, the water from
Oh,
the
yes,
mine.
yes. We've already got an idea about the water from the mine, but...
Apparently, Kethra saw something
I
down there.
I walk on over and I kind of just put my hand on his shoulder.
Like a gentle squeeze? Like, stop.
Yeah. Anyhow, you were saying?
Your character even kind of looks like one of the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I see
Not
what you're
Charlie.
saying,
I don't know. I haven't really watched that
dude
show.
from Horrible Bosses.
Yeah. No, not that guy.
Oh, is that Charlie?
Yeah. The other one, not the brother. I can't even fucking remember their names. What the hell's going on? Anyway, not important.
Yeah.
So, basically, she kind of goes, I didn't think so. Do you know what the problem is with dwarves? And she kind of looks over to Nightbreed.
No.
They dig with greed. They dig with pride. This lot was not a greedy lot, but it was a prideful lot. Never wanted to admit what was wrong with it. He reminds me of that. She sips her tea, And then, oh, she motions to a kettle that's sitting on the stove. Have some tea if you want.
By all means, my dear.
All right, so Dad kind of scampers over to the tea.
Nightbreed will do so also.
Okay.
And I will not.
All right.
I'll sip on some tea. I ain't a scared.
I seen what happened when someone drank some stuff earlier.
Yeah, you go up now. We'll say Dad gets to the kettle first. Dag, there's cups sitting next to it. Since she heard you guys coming from a few miles away, she brought out some cups and started brewing the tea and then waited for you to arrive. Everybody thinks it's magic that she just magically has food ready, but it's really these wards.
Yeah. I kind of figured that.
That magic.
I start pouring tea for everyone.
Yeah, it's just looks like Earl Grey tea. Maybe a little hint of red to it.
Earl Pink.
Sip it
She's
down.
like, she kind of looks over at Grim. She goes, "I'm not going to send you on a vision every time you come to my hut." She's really annoyed. Aelith is like, "Nightbreed, would you get me a cup, please?"
He does so.
Because she's been dying of thirst. I was actually surprised that even though I mentioned the 4-hour journey, none of you were like, "Would you like a water skin?" You guys are like, "Bitch, you go thirsty."
Hey, I offered some to her, but
You
no.
offered water coming out of your belt. For all she knows, you got a hose in your penis. It's like a pee bag. You're like, "I'm
It
pissed.
distracts it from the atmosphere.
It's sterile.
I am
kinda
all
like the
about
taste.
recycling. Never turn me into a were rat." No.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kevin Costner did it, and we all know we can trust Kevin Costner.
That's right.
Waterworld.
So yeah, I know.
For you kids out there.
I think it's underrated, but whatever.
I concur. It's a good movie.
I thought so too.
So, he's gonna look back to the witch. So we need a favor. We're gonna go to this mine and figure out what's wrong, but we need you to watch Aelith and a few other things.
I will be glad to watch Aelith, but I don't consider it watching as much as Aelith's paying me a much-needed visit. Aelith just kind of looks shameful.
Well, and there's an object I'd like you to take a look at.
Oh, she raises a brow.
The Nightbreed goes out to the door and retrieves the crate,
Right.
and then he's gonna bring it back and set it
Does
in front of her.
anyone else have any objects they would like her to look over?
Yeah, I have
The
that.
book.
The spell book.
So,
I was pushing my button, but it wasn't working.
Kethra, do you pull it out?
Yeah, I ask her, or I pull it out and say, "I have a book that you might be interested in."
So Nightbreed brings in the
Who's
box, and Kethra pulls out the book, and even though she's looking at Nightbreed's box, she sees the book, and she's like, "Oh my god, where did you get that?" And she lurches forward, sets her tea down, and grabs the book, and smells it. It's his.
Agathor.
We also retrieved
Agathor.
that from the well.
Oh, my dwarven friend, you're not useless after all. She looks back up at you guys, and she's like, "May I keep this?"
I certainly don't need it.
Well, I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys.
Nightbreed he doesn't care. He's not responding negatively. Push your button, Megan.
Yeah, so she can have it.
She's like, "Excellent." She starts thumbing through the pages immediately, hungrily. And
I'm going to tell Agathor when I see him that you have that. And if he wants it back, I will come for it.
"Oh, please tell him to come for it. I wish to see him. We had something a long time ago, and it's never gone away from me." She continues flipping, like you distracted her from a task, and you're still holding your box.
What's in the crate?
She's like,
Insert exclamation.
choked on the tea.
English are trying to kill James.
No, that's coffee. It's me, Irish cream. All right, so she kind of like thumbs through the page a little more, continuing to ignore you, and then slams her fingers on the page, and she's like, "Yes, yes." And then she sets the book down on the desk, shaking her head slightly, and then turns around and goes, "The crate? Oh, yes." And then walks forward.
I'm gonna look into the book while she's looking in the crate.
So you set down the
What
crate.
do
You're
you-
like, "Here," and then you guys switch.
Yeah, kind of. I'll like act like I'm moving, out of her way, but I want to peer into the book, see if it's dangerous, like if I recognize any danger.
This actually seems to be a story. As you glance over it, what is your intelligence again?
100.
11.
Okay, I would like you to roll a history.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Oh, Miss Sabo, your history.
Oh, critical fail.
You're like, I've never heard of this place before. But the journal page describes, it still captures your interest. You've just never heard it. This is the first time you're hearing about it. But it's like, I found it. I found the youth, or the Fountain of Youth. And included, I have instructions on how to obtain it. But first, I must do some research. Please check my latest journal entries and find out if I have discovered more, but the following divination spell has helped me track its location.
And then I will bring my attention back to the witch.
And as you're like finished reading that, she goes, "Oh gods," and stands up holding the piece.
What? What is it?
It's a circlet. It's the Pantheon Gate. She hands it back to you.
A gateway to the gods?
Yes. This explains it.
Explains what?
Explains why Agathor's aging. It explains why we haven't received any help from the gods. Somebody's destroyed the gate to the Pantheon. They can't come.
Gods.
Oh!
Is your character godless, Dag?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Death of the Deities. I'm going to make a godless character. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I think
Actually,
that
that is a common belief, though. A lot of people have lost faith in the gods if they even believed them in the first place because they haven't been doing any miracles lately. By lately, I mean the last, 20 years.
Still lately. So we
there are
must.
creatures who have 2 other pieces of this. Can you tell me how many pieces there are in total?
Why was this in Calgary? She seems
It was
offended.
it was on its way to a man.
A man where?
A man in Newmarket.
Are you
Know
lying?
what town we're from?
No,
No. What
Gainsborough.
town are we from?
Gainsborough.
Oh, Gainsborough, yeah. Then that's what I said, sorry.
This can't go to the man in the Gainsborough. Nobody should have this unless they're intending on putting it back together.
Well, there are other pieces that somebody has, so somebody's intending on putting it back together.
She turns to look at you. Nightbreed. While you slept, I was able to see into all of you. It's part of the ritual of healing. And that kiss, it's left something on my lips. A part of you.
Herpes.
Curiosity. Why do you do what you do?
He doesn't respond. He just stares at her, as he normally would. I
She
mean,
nods.
but no. There's a little bit more fierceness in this. Like, it's obviously none of her business. His eyes narrow.
She's like, I can tell a hero's kiss. And upon that tough exterior, I know for a fact that you cannot stand the criminal underworld and the evils that go about plaguing this land, and that deep down, that is your driving force. But You're pragmatic about it. You know for a fact that you can't just go around eliminating everybody. There's a process to it, isn't there? She kind of like nods. You should keep it. Don't give it to that man. Or if, at the very least, find out who he is. This isn't the first time I've heard of this circlet. King Raimi sent a high priest to Gainsborough a couple years ago looking for it.
Well, we're gonna go retrieve the other pieces.
Please, promise me you will hang on to them and that you will not give them away. How much did he offer you?
75 gold, but trust me, what you have told me, I'm not giving them back.
Good. Then I would like to reward you. And she goes over. She sighs and she takes an urn and spins it around and dumps all these ashes out. And the ashes hit the ground, as well as this wooden box. Dunk. She picks it up and she goes, sorry, it was my husband. And she hands you a wooden box.
Your husband's in that box?
No, fool, he's the ashes. She's looking at Nightbreed like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna set it down and open it, or open it with my thumbs if I can do that.
Looks like there's about a mixture of electrum pieces and silver pieces. An electrum piece, by the way, is half a gold. You end up finding 30 electrum pieces.
Okay.
Swipe.
Swipe. That's funny. And you end up finding 700 silver pieces. But silver pieces are smaller than copper pieces. They're like dimes. So she's essentially giving you about 85 gold.
Nice. $8,500.
Aelith stands up and she goes, that was your husband? Let me help you clean him up. And Sarsa goes, nah, he was a prick. It's just a good hiding spot. Aelith goes, oh. I have not had much need for gold, but you never know when it comes in handy.
Well, I don't know if I actually deserve this, but thank you. I'll use it wisely.
If you keep those pieces away from whoever it is in town. Or, like I said, at the very least, find out who he is. There are people in the world that are trying to bring the gods back. But ever since the gods' disappearance, wizards have been visiting me and trying to trade magical goods, and I'm starting to notice that a lot of the arcanics are starting to come out. I've even seen more psionics lately. Without the gods, there's an imbalance in the magical world, and it is entirely possible that the magic could destroy the entire realm, if left unchecked. And then I'm also afraid, because if it starts to do any damage, King Raimi is the type of man who would go on an unholy crusade and murder every magic user within this country. I can't have that either.
Well,
How do we
trust me,
fix the
I'm going to do
situation?
what's right with these pieces.
Good. Don't trust anyone.
How do we fix the situation?
I don't know. I don't know what the mystery is. This man in Gainsborough, if he's been collecting this shipment and he wanted it so badly, he probably has other pieces. If you could build a gate to the Pantheon, the gods will come back.
Well, for now, I'm going to leave these things with you, and we will return from the mine to get it.
She takes them. I cannot. It's too tempting. The other part of this is that if they melt down, they can make a powerful magical weapon.
How big is this piece exactly?
Aelith kind of goes, if you trust me, I'll keep them. I have no need for them. I can't do any of that stuff. And well, I don't even know my way to Gainsborough. I don't travel much.
How big is the piece? The circle piece.
That's a good question.
Because if it's small enough, I'll just keep it on me.
See what I'm holding
Oh,
up?
yeah.
It's like that big.
I'm not keeping that on me. So, yeah, Nightbreed looks at Aelith. All right,
Well,
I'll let.
We
Go
might
ahead.
be able to stick it in the mech.
If I may,
Aelith kind of pauses and looks over at Dag.
I'm pretty handy when it comes to making things. Do you have any spare metal laying around? I could make a box that is pretty damn near impossible to open. Except for me, of course.
Sarsa looks interested, and she goes, "There may be use for you yet. Whereas I'm a witch and I have no need for metal, there surely should be metal at this mine that you're headed to. It might be worth giving to Aelith now, and then upon returning, possibly creating a box for each individual piece that no one can get into."
That sounds like a good plan to me.
Yeah, I can do that.
Excellent. For now, all of you stay here. It's too late. Venture out in the morning, and then you can hit your mine.
Nightbreed nods and kind of settles, and like, it's dark, right? It's pretty late.
Yeah, it's pretty late now.
So he just kind of settles against the wall.
Excellent. All right, so we're going to introduce a way for you guys to get an inspiration real quick. I want one of you to tell me a dream about your past. Something that's happened to you in your past that may reveal a little bit of your backstory to us. Now, keep in mind, none of the players will know this information. They won't be aware. But this is just for us and our YouTube audience.
Mhm.
And I don't want a long one. It's just a dream of an event that happened in your past that helped forge you into who you are today. Does
I can
anyone want to go?
first.
No, it's just one person. We're going
Oh.
to learn a little more about the characters each week.
Oh yeah, Joel, I'll totally let you go.
Okay. So the scene is I'm younger, like a child, and I'm in bed, and all I hear is like heavy wind, kind of like a flap of heavy wings, and all you hear is yelling and screaming, and like the tables being tipped over and everything, and what happens is a giant dragon claw comes through the roof, and then I wake up.
Oh. Now, does anybody have questions for Troll about his scene with Grim? Any out of character questions?
No, that's pretty intense though.
When the claw came through so this is actually something that really happened. It's not a metaphor.
Yeah.
And the dragon claw, when it came through the roof, how big was it?
It was red dragon sized.
Okay, so it was huge.
Yeah. And well, to me, it's like the whole ceiling because I was a child.
How did you survive it stepping on you?
It actually went over my bed and continued down because it was swooping down.
Nice. Okay. So you guys wake up in the morning.
And I'm just sitting in the corner.
Rocking back and forth.
Aelith and Sarsa are talking, and Aelith is being much more friendly, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, remember that one time?" And they're just kind of reminiscing about people that they've lost. They're both dealing with a lot. For Aelith, the grief isn't new. She's been crying the past few days about it. But for Sarsa, a lot of this is new, and she seems upset when she's mentioning some people wiping her eyes and stuff. But you can also see as Sarsa looks in Aelith's eyes, there's a lustful hunger sparkling. And then you guys start waking up. There's oatmeal being prepared with berries that she picked out in the fields. So they're like little red sweet berries in the plains. Milk from her goat.
It sounds like it'll be delicious. Nom 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 nom.
You guys approach, say good morning. Like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, I approach and greet her. Good morning.
She smiles and goes, "Good morning," and she's wiping her tears, realizing that everybody else is up, and she's like,
I do
Given
hope
that
you're
there
feeling
are-
all right.
"What was that, Nightbreed?"
Given that there are like girly emotions going on, Nightbreed just goes for the oatmeal and kind of remains quiet, hoping not get any attention.
I love how like that is the most un-Batman thing you've done so far. Because you know Bruce Wayne would be like, "Ooh,
Ladies.
ladies." That was a weird
Did I
face.
tell you how much money I had?
So
Well,
yeah, I mean,
I'm Batman without the Playboy.
yeah, there you go. That would be funny if you were a Playboy, because most of the people you spend with are homeless, so you're just like, "I love that card of yours. Mm, are those your nice cans?" No. Anyway, so yeah, actually, you just go to the oatmeal, and you know, Aelith kind of looks over at you, and then kind of looks down at her tea, and she seems a little bit like she's got a lustful gaze as well. Grim, what do you do when you wake up?
Well, I look at everybody, kind of good morning as I pass them. They give me some of that oatmeal with some of the berries.
Okay. And Dag?
Oh, there's a chomp, 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 chomp. Poof. I was sleeping outside in the
Oh,
box.
you slept outside in the box? Okay, well then we gotta go
Yeah.
back. Okay. Nightbreed gets up and grabs his oatmeal. Grim gets up and grabs his oatmeal, and then it cuts to outside as it zooms out the window, because I had a plan for this. And this is just perfect. Oh my god. You're sleeping in it, and you just kind of start to wake up, Dag. And as vision is coming to you, the sun is shining through overcast clouds, so it's like gray skies. I think we established it sometime in the summer with thunderstorms. I think it was July. I'm not entirely sure. I will have the correct time next time. And, correct. Yeah. Anyway, as you wake up, there is a goat standing above you and another goat laying next to you, and they are both looking at you with lustful eyes.
How you doing?
I've been feeling tried, baby.
But they kept you warm all night. These goats have long hair.
Just the way you like it.
One of them looks at you.
and that's when the timer for the smokestack igniter goes off.
And all of a sudden the goat's legs go stiff, and they roll sideways out the box and land with their legs sticking up. And they're not moving.
And I get up and shamble my way inside.
Alright, so you kind of like hop over the edge. Step in goat shit. The goat's legs kick, 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 and then they roll over and get up. And then go about their business. Do you go and walk into the... Oh, with your guys' oatmeal, did you like pour milk in it or get a glass of milk?
A little bit.
Yeah, need my calcium.
What about you, Kethra? Are you eating oatmeal and milk?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I need each one of you to make a will save. A wisdom
Son
save.
of a bitch. Aww.
What? How is your wisdom saving throw 2? Do you not get a modifier? Oh, you don't get a modifier. Oh, shit. Grim's just like, this is damn good milk. But all of a sudden, Kethra and Nightbreed, they feel very lustful. Like, and they're like looking at all the beautiful people in the room. Nightbreed's even looking at Grim a little bit, and just Grim's chiseled face. He just looks really good today.
You see Nightbreed kind of blush and like look away from him.
Aelith kind of looks at
Senpai.
Aelith kind of looks at the two of them, and she's like, "Grim, did you know you have really warm eyes? It was hard to see last night, but you have a very comforting face." Kethra, you see Nightbreed blush, and when he looks at you, his intense gaze catches yours, and you kind of blush at the same time, because you
What
are
is
also
going
feeling
on?
lustful. And Sarsa sees what's going on and starts laughing. She goes, "Oh my, I'm so used to living out here on my own, I forgot about this. I have libido goats. I had made them for a woman who wanted to get pregnant, but unfortunately her husband died at war, so I kept them on, and well, the milk makes you want to make babies."
You see Nightbreed kind of like loosen his, like playing with his collar a little bit, and he's like, "Well, is there any way to reverse it?"
She kind of leans forward, mushing her chest together. She's like, "Just let nature run its course for a bit." Dag, you walk in right as everybody's really close to each other, giving each other weird goo eyes, except for Grim, who's in the middle of all of this, like eating his oatmeal. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah, these people are acting weird all of a
he's
sudden.
all drinking the milk. He's like, "You gonna finish that?" No.
Oatmeal.
Dag, the smell of oatmeal reaches your nostrils. Not necessarily a dwarven delicacy, but you've had it before.
Oh, I dig right in.
So you're like, do you grab some of the milk?
I chug it.
Roll a wisdom save at disadvantage for me.
How do?
Oh, you're like, yes, totally. Open up your character sheet, and you see where it says wisdom, and you go all to the way to the right where it says save, and you click on that, and then you're going to take the lowest number. You succeed. Hello?
So let me get this
Yeah.
straight. It's me and all the girls that are all
Yeah, in
aroused
fact,
right now.
honestly, all four of you could easily go off in a back room and have the best morning ever.
I can feel it crying, baby.
Unable to control himself any longer, Nightbreed gets up and like starts undoing his leather, and he's like, "The guys might want to leave. It's gonna get weird in here."
Okay, Grim just leaves. His bowl spins in midair. He's like, no, but Grim, seriously, what are your guys' reaction when he says that?
I
'Cause
just
you're
tint
just
my
eating-
goggles.
You're just eating your oatmeal. You know what I mean? And he's like, "You guys need to leave right now." And you look over, and his pants are like at his ankles. No, I
I
imagine
just tint my...
he's taking off the leather armor he just put on, and he's like, "You guys need to leave." Troll, would you roll perception?
I'll roll a precipitation.
Go ahead. Troll's like, "Why?"
So it's like real life.
Dag, roll perception.
Actually, I was just going to tint my goggles and keep eating.
Yeah, but you don't know what's going on. That's why I'm having you roll perception.
Oh, okay.
So you look over and you see Aelith going. Sarsa's rubbing herself.
Blah.
And Kethra, what are you doing?
I'm like-
all you see is Nightbreed. You don't like all the women are focused on him right now.
Hold the button down.
Oh dang it. Okay. I'm mostly trying to contain myself, but it's like getting rough, I guess. Well,
if you want,
would
I'll
I
let you
know?
roll another wisdom save, because I think you would have an idea. You'd probably be like, no, wake up.
Let's.
11's enough. So you
I'm like,
you are
ugh.
still
What's going on?
So I take the two ladies behind the curtain if Kethra's not going to join.
hang on.
She can watch. I'm too high. I don't give a crap.
Kethra, it's not that you're not lustful, it's just that you're like, no, this is what it wants. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you turn away, and when you turn away, you actually see the two goats are looking in the window. And
Creepy.
Dag sees all of this and just like turns his visor, like it goes click and becomes pitch black. He's just like, and Grim's just like, what?
I don't get it.
So Sarsa motions for Nightbreed, and then she takes him into the beaded section in the back next to the altar and throws him on the bed. And we're going to say that maybe like, I don't know, roll a D100, Nightbreed. For your reputation, you want it to be high.
Aww.
No, that's not bad. Half an hour with two girls. So,
Oh,
Grim, what
been
is
on the road
your
a while. I'm glad it lasted that long.
Grim? What is your expression when it starts happening? Now that you're aware of what's going on.
Oh my God! Run!
Oh.
I didn't know that Nightbreed had genitalia.
Do you kind of sit over next to... Now, Tag, are you facing them?
I don't even see anything.
I know, but I'm asking, are you, like, do you just happen to be facing them?
No, I think they're off to my left. That's the
Okay.
impression I got.
Because I thought it would be funny if, like, while Nightbreed's going at it, he kind of looks over at you guys, and Dag's just sitting there going... But he can't actually see anything.
I don't care.
Maybe he's
I'm just
watching
eating my
medieval
cereal.
YouTube in his goggles, and he's just like, ha ha ha. No. All right, so yeah,
YouTube,
you know,
what would that be?
you're just kind of like Weekend at Bernie's, staring at the wall, like, and Grim's like, that's a great idea. So he just stares at the wall.
That's a mighty fine wall, sir. That's
Kethra,
a
what
mighty
are-
fine wall.
Kethra, you're probably just eating as well. Like maybe you're looking away.
Yeah, I'm just kind of ignoring it now.
Yep. So
Sort of,
everything
yeah.
finishes. Everybody's getting dressed. Nightbreed's getting his leather armor back on. The effects have completely worn off. Aelith doesn't
muted,
know why
Trevor.
she did it. Sarsa knows
look-
exactly why she did it. Does Nightbreed look ashamed? Is this like that
Yes.
thing where you're like, I shouldn't have done that?
Yeah, like I mean, he's not looking anybody in the eye.
I was to
More
say,
so than usual.
you look up, Grim's giving you a like, what the fuck look? Dag is just staring at the wall.
If he was in arm's reach.
Yeah, so everybody's finished breakfast, and Sarsa kind of comes up to Nightbreed and just kisses him on the side of the helmet, and she's like, "There is a path about an hour's walk from here that will lead to the mine. Just head due east
He nods.
and come back."
He does not respond to that.
He does not nod.
Aelith kind of looks shamefully at Sarsa and goes, "I've never." She goes, "It's okay. The milk does that. It transcends your preferences." And she just nods. And then everybody just kind of files out, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Nightbreed, I'm giving you an inspiration for that.
Thank you.
And not because I'm like, that was awesome role playing. Yeah. More like, I think that after that event, your character would still have maybe a little perk in his step. He might feel guilty, but his body's feeling great.
Oh no, it's not that he feels guilty. It's that he gave in, knowing what that witch looks like underneath of it. He'll never, because that's her true form, and he knows that. He'll never get that out of his head ever. Like having sex with a really fat
If
girl.
it helps, this is her at a younger age.
Well, Well, yeah, it helps a little.
I mean, like, when you see her facial features, they all line up. It's just she's
You know,
not old and
except for
wrinkly.
that half of her face that's horribly
Yeah.
mutilated. Sorry, he's still got a little bit of a kick in his step. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you guys leave?
head towards due east, towards the path.
So he's like, Nightbreed
Yep.
kind of relays the information. So now, as the party ventures out, you have a choice. Do you want to do this stealthily? Do you want to use athletics to go faster? Or do you want to use survival to eat and kind of walk on your way?
You can't be stealthy with Bucket coming along.
Well, maybe
true.
Bucket shouldn't go, because if you're going to a mine full of goblins, maybe that would actually be a bad idea.
Good point.
They would hear you before you even got near.
Yep. Or we can stealth like 6 days away ahead of him, and then.
Okay.
I'm still
I have an
always
idea.
up for the stealth.
Gonna put the circlet in Bucket and give Bucket directions that if anybody tries to steal the circlet, run away.
It looks at you and goes,
Just keeps on running into the ocean, then out the other side.
It stands on the hut, and then the hut collapses. Both Aelith and Sarsa are dead. And it's like, alright, so yeah. Wong. So we are going on an adventure.
Adventure.
Let's take a trip with our ranger leadership. Hope he doesn't roll a 1. Our survival guide. No.
Aww. Dag's token's all out of place.
What?
It doesn't have his health or name.
Oh, shit. Remember how we
See.
figured that out earlier? I know why now.
I'm seeing the name in health bar.
That's because it's your token. There you go.
Oh,
It's there now.
All right. So, what's the marching order and how should you approach?
Well, we're not trying to be stealthy, so I will go first.
Okay, so do you want to use athletics? Do you want to use survival? Or do you want to use stealth?
Athletics.
Okay, so your idea is that you're going to get there quicker.
Yeah.
All right. Roll me in athletics, please.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah. You definitely. And what you're doing is like everybody's running behind you, but you know, they're not. Well, Kethra's probably the best, like keeping up with you, because the monks practice like really long endurance training. Grim is probably really used to running through the woods. Dag, how are you doing? Dag doesn't say anything because he's too far away. No.
That's right.
No,
Oh,
I
I'm
will
fine.
keep the
I'm fine.
dwarf in mind. Move at a
hang on.
brisk pace.
I'll tell you what this roll means, though. Go ahead, Dag.
I'm fine because I have 17 constitution, so going distances is not a problem for me.
So you're like thinking maybe I should slow down because the dwarf, and then all of a sudden the dwarf's like jogging right next to you.
I love it. Dwarf has grown on me more and more.
He's like, I could have lasted longer than 30 minutes. No. All right, yeah. So you guys make what was gonna be a 2-day trip. Probably the camp is right outside the mine. Like maybe you can see the mine about 30 minutes away. And
Okay.
this is where it's dark enough that you should probably camp.
Then we will do so.
Build a
And-
wall around
In
the
Nightbreed,
campfire.
because of your nat 20 perception you had earlier, you start to recognize the footprints that you were originally following, heading towards that entrance.
I'm going to
and you
make sure
find-
everybody.
You do
Go ahead.
find a body of a man where on your way over there.
How old is it?
The death was probably a couple nights old. He looked like a farmer, but his sleeves are stained with goblin blood, and so is his weapon.
So he obviously got some good licks in.
Well, this does appear to look like somebody who may have been chasing the goblins.
Oh, like that one guy from earlier.
Hmm.
Search the body.
Oh, go ahead, roll perception.
Nice.
Pocket it away in like a small little chest pocket that you would have even noticed is a gold watch.
I'm gonna take
And
that.
it's
and put it
big.
in-
It's big, but it's flat. It's like on a chain.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that and keep it close, like in one of my.
Okay, so you just put it in your
Mhm.
gear.
Yeah.
All right, so what now?
Like I said, I'm gonna let everybody know about the goblin footprints. And then we'll set up camp. Somewhere off to the side, obviously. Not
All
right
right.
next to the dead body.
Yeah, so somebody roll me a survival. Who wants to build the camp? Or you could roll stealth to try to build that camp, like make it small but make it hidden.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What about the rest of you?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay,
I will roll it.
sure.
Um,
Oh my god, yeah.
nice. Thank
You're
you.
like,
That's an awesome roll.
if we build a small fire like this and you talk about the fire, you're like, we could actually stay pretty warm, but, you know, not comfortably. So, but nobody will see it. We need to use this wood because it doesn't smoke. So make sure there's no leaves or shrubbery. So everybody kind of splits off and goes and grabs supplies, brings them back.
I come back with I pull out a jug of milk, and I'm like, I brought a little bit more. Who wants to cuddle?
I'm digging around in my backpack and fiddling with my equipment. I have
Who
an idea.
wants to have first watch?
I'll do it. I'm probably the most rested.
Okay,
Oh,
so Nightbreed's gonna go first. Second watch.
I'll go
I'll go
second.
second watch.
Okay,
Fine.
I'm gonna give that one to Grim. Kethra will go third,
Yeah.
and Dag, you're the early morning watch. But
I
Dag,
don't
you
even
said,
need to do that.
oh,
I have a proximity detector gadget.
are you gonna explain to them what this does?
Yeah, that's why I'm rummaging around.
Okay, so everybody's starting to bed down. Nightbreed, you notice that Dag isn't going to bed.
Dag.
You
I'm the
should
one
get
who's
some
doing first
rest.
No, of course I'm gonna rest. I'm setting up security here.
for a second. What do you mean
What do you-
security?
This little dealie points out a little bulb on the belt. Is going to see if anything will detect or move around us in a 100-foot radius for the next 10 hours. It'll let me know if something's moving too quickly to us.
Nah, remind me next time we'll have to make that a spell in your spell book so you can just click a button and it'll go boop and explain what it does.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nightbreed seems really interested in that. Did you build that yourself?
Of course.
Could you build me one?
No, your brutish hands would break it. Very
Couldn't I just
delicate
wear it
machinery.
like you?
Mm,
I'll let you deal with all the mechanics of it.
yeah, it's a device.
Unfortunate.
It's a device that he has to configure each use. But yeah,
Very delicate work. If I could, I would, but unfortunately, I can't.
Well, then you're just handy to have around.
Indeed.
So he tucks himself into the roots of a tree.
yeah. And do you sleep, Nightbreed, or do you still stay watch?
I still stay up and watch.
You're like, that's a neat trick, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Exactly.
All right, so Nightbreed, go ahead and roll D100. All right.
What the hell?
Nothing happens on your watch. So it's time for you to wake up, Grim.
I do so.
Grim, you're awake.
All right. Well, I guess it's my turn.
Now, on this watch, go ahead and roll a d20. Or d100, sorry. Okay, nothing happens. Does anyone want to have a flashback besides Grim, since everybody else is asleep?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm all right. I'll pass this time.
Okay.
I can.
All right, Kethra, why don't you give us a flashback?
So it's a flashback to my, I guess, teenage years when my village was attacked and basically raiders came in and they went through all the rooms and I was kidnapped and taken, and then that was when my tongue was removed. But when my tongue was cut off, basically I wake up because it's quite startling.
There you go. Does anybody have any questions for her?
Wait, tongue cut off? What?
Ah,
Oh, yeah,
Oh
she's-
yeah, you don't know about that.
yeah, go ahead and describe how you talk.
So I have a basically like a magical medallion type thing that I wear around my neck, and it talks for me. Like I can talk through it without moving my mouth if I wanted to, but yeah.
And what does the voice sound like?
Ghostly almost. It's very like faint and quiet and
Ethereal.
yeah.
She's like, I'm craving more oatmeal.
I see dead people.
I
Some
am
of
a
that
dead
milk.
person. Wanna make out? I don't do tongue. So yeah, everybody. So now it's Kethra's turn. Kethra, I'm gonna give you inspiration for that. Thank you very much. Kethra, would you roll a d100? No? Yes. Okay. Nothing happens on your watch, and now it's Dag Nabbit's watch. Now,
No, we're gonna let him sleep because he has this proximity thing.
right. All right.
And it can trigger from anything tiny to large, or tiny or anything larger than tiny.
Okay. Yeah, nothing happens.
We wake up and head towards the mine.
You wake up and you head towards the mine. Here, the brush had been cleared away. The road is going up to the mine. There's bricks kind of like outlining the edge of the road, heading straight up to the mine. A mine cart sitting outside as tracks go into one entrance. Then the main mine entrance is to the left of that. There's a couple pickaxes on the ground. Some broken crates outside of the mine.
So how do you guys think we should approach this? We don't know how many are down there.
Oh, there's dwarven runes above the mine, by the way.
I'm gonna look at the runes.
You're gonna look at the runes? What?
I'm gonna look at the dwarven runes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear what that was. Alright, yeah, so you go up to the dwarven runes and you read them, and it says Ganu's silver lode mine.
Silver load.
Silver.
You roll a history for me. Nailed it!
I also know Dwarven.
Ganu is a very famous dwarven nursery rhyme about a family who had been plagued with lycanthropy.
The irony.
Irony. Or there's like ancient evil were-dwarves in here.
No time like the present. I'm gonna send my little bug ahead, poke around.
So I
Alright.
left that behind. Oh no, it's something else.
No. Yeah, your little bug's like into the dark and comes up like he's following the goblin tracks up to a rock wall.
Are there any little nooks or alcoves or crannies I can crawl through?
No, it just looks like a bunch of collapsed rock. I mean, your bug tries, but it can't get beyond the rock at all. It's like
Oh, so it's a collapsed wall.
Yep.
And it's the only path?
It's the only path. It goes right in the mine. The goblin footprints go and then disappear under the rocks.
That's
I'm gonna
a
retreat
secret
my bug
door.
about the collapsed wall.
What was that?
I
Can't hear you very well, Tanner.
getting my bug back and tell them about the collapsed wall.
Okay.
Let's go in and look at it.
Is anyone able to detect magic?
Well, I
Certainly
don't
not
think-
me.
Yeah, none of you have the detect magic spell.
Well, then I'm going to search for switches, like in the wall.
I'm trying to read up on that. Yeah, so as you guys enter in, you see that before you, the collapsed remnants of a tunnel that you had been following blocks your path. You can see the small footprints entering the wreckage as if it wasn't there. I need somebody to roll perception.
Well, Troll, why don't you, since you're kind of already...
Nailed it. You
Nice.
do find that one of the rocks is false and lifts up to show a small little lever.
Guys, look what I found.
Now, this is not an arm-shaped hole, is it?
No, it's a lever. Like the rock is just like this. It's just like a shell, and then when you lift it up, the
Oh,
lever
okay,
will
I
slide in.
get you.
Yeah.
I get you. If anyone has no if no one has any objections, I'm going to hit this lever, so get ready.
We're on a radiant action. Attack if enemy on the other side.
All right.
I'm more interested and fascinated by the mechanics of it all than anything.
Okay. I am going to actually layer, move it to the map layer. Go to the map and background. I think I may have designed this map too big.
Yeah.
Ah, there we are.
Nice.
I put those little squares there so I can line it up.
Good idea. All right.
All right.
So,
So Kethra's here. Nightbreed, you are all over here. And the door, which is right here, has opened up.
I got my bow pointing that way.
And there's actually light in this room. Coming out, let's see. Yeah, the hidden entrance opens into a low rough walled room that is the 40 feet by 50 feet. wide. 4 small humanoids turn from a table to stare at you with evil red eyes. Arafra! Screams the goblins as they shout towards you, and they reach for their weapons lying next to the table. And this is where we're going to end tonight.
Oh no.
Oh
So-
no!
And
I'm
we'll start
actually-
with my arrow being flown through the air.
Yeah, you know what? You did ready in action, didn't you?
Mhm.
Interesting.
You want me to write that in my notes?
Yeah, that'd be great, actually.
To scale.
Oh my god, they're huge.
Run away!
We're all gonna
Run
die.
away!
Alright.
Guys.
So definitely write that in your notes as these goblins grab their weapons. Alright, so any questions, comments, concerns?
No, not at all. My character got freaky with some freaky characters.
Yes, very much so. I didn't think anybody
No.
would drink the milk after they saw what happened.
I'm not going to be drinking anymore.
Well, Dag certainly saw nothing when
Yeah,
because
Dag-
he was sleeping outside.
That's Dag. All right, so there's no questions, comments, concerns at all?
Nope, good game.
All right.
GG.
Any important facts
Yarr.
that you want to discuss between the party before you leave? Anything that you learned that you think is important?
Hmm.
So, Troll, you mentioned earlier that somebody was looking for the guy that we found on the path that had the
Yeah.
gold watch you stole.
Yeah.
Who was that?
The girl that we found in town, she mentioned
Zayla.
about a guy who, yeah, how a guy went off chasing after him. When
Yeah, Philip.
Philip, that's right.
Okay.
So you found Philip's body. Her and Philip were the only ones that didn't drink the water.
But he's dead now.
Yeah. Not drinking that water didn't save him.
Good question, Nightbreed. I like that. Anybody else?
I don't think so.
No,
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right. So, for these campaigns, I have another party that wants to be joining in this world setting. So what we're going to do is we're going to play every 2 weeks. It's going to be Saturday or Sunday. We're not going to live stream yet because our schedules are just way too chaotic. But we will be posting
Yeah.
these videos on YouTube. I would like to thank Astro Hook with 4020 Role Playing. Thank you very much, Astro. I'm really digging Nightbreed. Can't wait to see more.
Thank you, Jarl. He wouldn't
Almost
shine
think-
without you.
I almost think you should have an Alfred character. like Master 9 for
Yeah, I want Dag to be he'll be my like Robin
Q.
/ Alfred.
Like in 007, he'll be your Q and be like, look at this gadget I made.
Yeah.
You can't use it, but it's neat.
Grim, thank you very much, Gamer Rage Troll. As always,
My
I really
pleasure.
like how socially awkward Grim is. I think that's my favorite part about him. Like,
Yeah, because he grew up in the woods and everything. So
Like, I
he's
just
only had one
imagine,
other
like,
person.
Nightbreed throwing his pants down and going, leave now! And then you just run. You're like you don't even run to the
Nope.
door. Maybe you're just like, oh wait, door's over here. Kethra,
I've had no experience with that.
Megan, played by Kethra, played by Megan, whose gamer tag is Went Off to Mars. Thank you very much for playing. I actually enjoyed I think I enjoyed your monk a lot more in this one because we saw a lot more of her personality. Especially since she was about ready to dive in the well on the box. She's like, I'll go down.
Yeah, that's.
I'll do anything for treasure.
Yeah, I'm digging my character so far.
Yeah, I also love what you did to that poor were-rat. Like, it was
It's
it was about to die, but even if it had full health, you would have been like, what, and just murdered the shit out of it. Critted it, max damaged it on another die, and then just regular damage. You were like, terrible. I love it.
Brutal.
And Dag, I love that engineer supplement that we found. I'm actually going to go ahead and give the creator their credit.
I think you're muted, Nightbreed.
Yes.
You should link it in the information or something.
I'm going to put a link in there. I actually have... It's from fnworld.com. It's in the download section, and it is by J.K. Collier, and it is the engineer class, which is actually a really good one, and I will link it down below so that people can check it out. Reading through it, you know, it seems like it's really overpowered because there's a lot of stuff to it, but there's a lot of micromanagement, and it's like traditional treasures don't really benefit this class. So even though he can make a lot of trinkets and stuff like that, you guys are going to be able to harness axes that are like +5 or have all these enchantments. Whereas from what I've seen in this class, a lot of it has to be made by you. So
yeah, there's a lot of creativity involved. You got to be clever with what you do.
right, and you're not going to be like frost arrow +5 of crit wounding. You're going to be like oil slick boots, force field, shit like that. Thank you, Dag, very much for joining us. And all of you get 1 gold coin because I only used a curse word as an adjective once.
Ah, yes, that is correct.
Pantomime high five to you, James.
Mental high five.
That's what a mental high five looks like with me. If you ever see me just talking to you one day and I'm like, yeah, and then I'm going to... Sorry, I had to give you a mental high five.
I thought that was your brain stopping.
I've got an Indian friend, and he gives me all sorts of high fives. He's always like, oh, hello, James. I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad to see you here. And I'm like, oh, I can't keep up. Stop mental high-fiving me. All right, so again, these campaigns are going to be every 2 weeks. Sorry for the rambling at the end of the episode. Every 2 weeks, we're going to do these campaigns, and then the other week is going to probably be the second party that I'm getting put together. For now, this one will be weekly until we get the second party, and then I'll make an announcement on the YouTube page. And then this campaign will be every other week or whenever we can play. And we're going to start off in a fun little dungeon that I've designed. So thank you very much. Please hit like or subscribe if you want to see more videos, and tune in because episode 3 will be out soon. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.